Hey guys, it's your boy Blackrue back with another video. Remember when I said I was gonna have news? Yeah, that video just a couple seconds ago or whatever, just today or last night or whatever when you're watching this that I posted. Well, here comes the news, guys. But let's get a couple things out of the way real quick. Um, Hopefully, I don't say anything to trigger people or cancel people or get canceled by people. Um, I just like to say this. I think that cancel culture is something that was created so that we, the little people, don't band together and get after the elites of the world. All right? Because if you have people that are practicing cancel culture because their algorithm is set up so that um, everything on Twitter, everything on TikTok, everybody agrees with them because that's the algorithm that they have set up. I mean, that's what people want, or that's what, in my mind, that's in my opinion, that's what I believe higher the elites of the world want. They want us to have our little cancel culture, so we never sit down, talk, and understand one another, and understand that at the end of the day, even though, like, believe me, I believe that certain people are definitely treated like the heels of the world and blamed for a lot of the world's problems, especially in the United States. Um, just want to say, um, it's up to you if you want to cancel me. I guess cancel me, but I don't I don't I'm not left. I'm not right. Generally, I'm about people. I don't care if it's left, right, anything that's harming people, anything where people are getting hurt or put in danger due to some game or something that these governments are doing. I don't support that. Um, I don't support people in Russia getting all their stuff cut off. And I've seen people in Russia, and I've heard of people get affected where all their stuff is cut off because of whatever Putin's doing, and now they gotta kind of find their way out of the country with what little money they have, or if they can get people to ship the money over. I don't agree with that. Just like I don't agree with people in the Ukraine. Um, some of them actually, I have people over there that are Ukrainian that are actually, getting hurt. But at the same time, I do see the news, and it's been proven and factual. Um, Posted that the news have posted fake news on this, so it makes you question, even though they're real people over there, really getting hurt. And I know people that are Ukrainian that are posting stuff where you can clearly see that there's stuff happening over there. Um, it's like, what do you believe? I believe that there are people on both sides that are getting hurt, and I'm sick of the games that the elites, that the governments are playing, while the people, the boots on the ground people, are getting hurt. So I just want to get that out of the way. But here's something that I want us to look at because it could have an effect on crypto. Um, so we're gonna look at it clip by clip. I'm gonna try to stop it in between, but I like to know what you think. I'll offer my opinion, but I really want to know what you guys think in the comments. So here we're gonna bring this up. This is courtesy of the Hill. Love me some Kim Iverson. She really attacks things that are about, like, people getting hurt by elitist people. Um, she uses the phrase leftist a lot in here, but really, I don't think it really has to do with leftists or anything like that. Everyone can get affected by this. It doesn't matter if you're leftist, moderate, libertarian, uh, freaking right, far right, conservative, uh, whatever. It doesn't matter. Everybody can get affected by the things she's going to talk about here. So let's play.
Here, what's on your radar? We may have been hearing the term ESG lately.
By the way, I listen to things at 1.5 times speed. I would encourage you guys to train yourself to do that. It just increases the amount that you can consume in a day, and yeah, it just increases the amount you can consume in a day. So I'm gonna do this at 1.5 times speed. If there's anything that I think is very important, I'll just replay it, and I'll pause when I think I need to pause.
Last Saturday, Elon Musk tweeted, "I'm increasingly convinced that corporate ESG is the devil incarnate. People who follow the Great Reset and the World Economic Forum, such as Glenn Beck, often warn against it and are even encouraging legislation to stop it from being used. But it isn't just those who are against ESG talking about it. You may have seen it in headlines on Bloomberg, MarketWatch, or Forbes. So what is it? Well, ESG stands for Environment, Social, and Corporate Governance. It's similar to a credit score, except rather than being based around a company's revenue and history of paying back debts, the ESG score is centered around sustainability and ethics. It's currently only given to corporations, but I think it's easy to imagine a future where the score is assigned to individuals as well. The system was set up as
So she's saying this ESG is like an economic social score, pretty much. So she just laid it out really, really, really well. She mentioned the World Economic Forum, the Great Reset, and these are all terms. If you guys want to do some research on them, you can go ahead and do some research on them. People somehow put them into the C word. I almost don't want to say it, conspiracy, because see that even conspiracy, the word conspiracy is a conspiracy theorist. The phrase conspiracy theorist is a conspiracy. But this is something that people say, the Great Reset. So it can't be a conspiracy because there's proof and there's videos that people have said it. So it's not that. It's not a conspiracy. There are various different worldwide leaders who have said Great Reset. They've said it. So it's not a conspiracy at all. But she lays out the Great Reset and the World Economic Forum, and she lays out this social score that right now is being used on companies. But she's like, I can definitely see it kind of branching out to people as well. So let's continue.
as a way to let investors, quote unquote, invest responsibly. Many people pride themselves on buying only sustainable products and purchasing from ethical companies. So an ESG score, which is widely used by many investment and fund management firms, makes it easy to determine which companies these are. Now you can invest your money and feel good too. So what's the problem?
Okay, so let's go back to just when she just said what the words stand for. I forget what she said it stands for, but it basically says like a social type credit score. But let's hear it again.
She talking about it. You may have seen it in headlines on Bloomberg, MarketWatch, or Forbes. So what is it? Well, ESG stands for Environment, Social, and Corporate Governance. It's similar to a credit score, except
Environmental, social governance. Okay.
rather than being based around a company's revenue and history of paying back debts, the ESG score is centered around sustainability and ethics. It's currently only given to corporations, but I think it's easy to imagine a future where the score is assigned to individuals as well.
So sustainability and ethics. Now, one person's sustainability and another person's ethics, they who's picking that? And that's what she's gonna go into. And the what I want to know about for crypto for us guys, it's like, okay, now who's picking the sustainability and ethics, and now can this be attached? If it is attached to individuals, can it be attached to my payroll? Can it be attached to a fine that I'm possibly given? Could it be attached to my wallet? Could it mean, like, there's so many more implications to, okay, could this be attached to something that can be entirely really detrimental to my employment, to me getting paid? These are real questions. Um, so let her continue.
The system was set up as a way to let investors, quote unquote, invest responsibly. Many people pride themselves on buying only sustainable products and purchasing from ethical companies. So an ESG score, which is widely used by many investment and fund management firms, makes it easy to determine which companies these are. Now you can invest your money and feel good too. So what's the problem? Well, the problem is the system is subjective to whomever decides what ethical is. Though many people believe the ESG
it's subjective to whoever decides what ethical is. And that was just the point there. And I could go into a thing where it's like, okay, just like I think I described earlier, it's like, okay, someone, because I said that I'm against the people on the ground, both Ukrainian and Russian, getting hurt. Someone could decide that that's unethical. Like, do you not support the government? Like, someone could decide that I'm being in that an unethical some way by that, because I'm saying that the people should not be harmed. People should not be dragged into this governmental argument. Um, so someone could decide that I'm unethical, and my ESG score could go down. So that means, okay, they could either decide to make me pay a fine. They could decide to not pay me. What type of impact does that have? So, crypto wise, does that mean like, okay, should I now move funds through a private wallet or a non-traceable wallet? Like, is that something that I really need to look into? So we've already seen here that, you know, MetaMask chose not to send things to Russia. Um, Now, am I, in order to have like a really a free speech right that I should have as an American, should I now have to do privacy wallets and actual decentralized privacy things to protect my funds from being controlled from an ESG? I don't know. What do you think? But let's have her go on a little bit further.
ESG scores about climate change and the environment. The truth is, the social and governance aspects of the score have just as much weight, sometimes even more, than a company's environmental impact. So the E obviously stands for environment. That's carbon footprint, pollution, and waste. The S stands for social, which judges things such as how well a company embraces social justice and how.
So environmental and social, and you know she ends up mentioning Elon Musk and Tesla, and there's some studies where it's like electrical cars burn as much, like just like the making of them burns as much energy as like a gas car. You can argue that. So what if someone says that, okay, my if I have an electrical car, I'm actually not doing the right thing there. Um, what if someone decides that, like, okay, I'm mining Bitcoin, so that's unethical, and that means my score goes down. So it's so much stuff in here that is like it's bordering on like almost dictatorship or against like our constitutional type rights. Because who decides what is environmental now? Um, and then of course the S with the social. Oh my God! Like who decides now what's socially right?
How diverse a company is. The G stands for governance. Does the company embrace things like a diversity board and who is in charge? Those sound nice enough, except this is just a small list of what goes under each category, and the people deciding what is or isn't ethical, like in most Silicon Valley-based companies, are clearly liberal elites. For example, Tesla, a company that makes electric vehicles, has a moderate to moderately poor score. How can this be? Think whatever you want about Elon Musk, there's no doubt his car company has been a game changer for the environment. Yet somehow, out of the 5 US-based automotive companies, companies like Ford, which make gas-guzzling trucks, Tesla's ESG score is the worst. Why is that? Well, because it turns out what liberal elites think about Elon Musk seems to matter. The scoring system takes into account his eclectic personality, his tendency to tweet whatever he wants, his views on COVID, and his libertarian politics. Try to make sense of this. Lockheed Martin, a company that produces weapons bringing death and destruction upon the planet, has a higher social responsibility score than Tesla. Why is that? Sorry, I don't mean higher. They have a better social responsibility score. It's actually the lower the score, the better it is. So theirs is actually better than Tesla's. Well, it's because ESG scores are based on what neoliberal elites consider to be moral and good. It's good to supply weapons to our so-called friends. They use them to kill.
So she goes into a whole bunch right there, but you can see she went into a whole bunch of things that can be really triggering if we bring them up socially, like Rona, right? Be really triggering getting into that. Um, War, Lockheed Martin can be really tricky getting into that. She went into Elon and his like sketchy tweets. Really get tricky into that. Tesla's environmental impact versus Ford's environmental impact. That's that's actually a tricky subject too. So it's like, okay, again, who gets to determine what the social is? Who gets to determine what governance is and what diversity truly is. Um, who gets to determine that? Like, who's making that score? So that's something I think that could. Okay, so if you ask me like its effect on crypto, right now I'm thinking maybe it has no effect because if it's all electronic, doesn't matter if I'm getting paid in crypto, it doesn't matter if I'm getting paid in fiat. If someone wants to fine me, if someone wants to restrict my payment because of my low, or if I had, let's just say I had a low ESG score, then they're going to do that whether I'm getting paid in fiat or crypto anyway. However, um, then comes the question if I have some that is private or some that's centralized. Okay. So like if I have a low ESG score and they're levying a fine and they're like say garnishing my wages, that's one thing. But what if they put an entire freeze on my funds because of a poor ESG score? Then maybe then it's a really big impact because maybe then it behooves me to have a truly decentralized wallet that's private on a private chain. I don't know, guys, but this ESG deal is something we should really look out for. And it's not because Elon said it; it's just because it's it, it is a concerning thing that we really should look out for. What do you guys think? Give me your opinion. Does this affect crypto? Does this mean that like maybe we should all have a private wallet that's truly decentralized and not something like MetaMask where they can shut us down? Does this mean that we should have money kind of stowed away on a decentralized private chain? I don't know. Let's talk about it. I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. So that's our foray into news a little bit. Let me know what you think I can do to improve on that. Yeah, so check out some of our previous videos here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're making that push to 1,000 subs. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good one. Peace.